sat down tonight and I watched some of the BBC news. And guys, they had a kid named Patel talking about innovations in AI and things that people had to keep up with to keep in the be viable in the marketplace. He said it was almost apocalyptic and stuff. I was like, well, if the apocalypse is living the ways of the apostles as opposed to being, philanthropist and murdering idolatrous, then yeah, I guess there could be some apocalyptic things involved there. So maybe, with him not knowing it, using the word more correctly, I can't tell you. I don't know how these people work with their linguistics. But he was talking about, I'll be convinced about it with the privacy issues. It's like, privacy is irrelevant. You forgive debt and trespass and love one another, eternal faithful peace. You don't have to engage in people through cyber communications to justify your existence through paperwork, through philanthropy, things like that. So if you want to go into a chat room where people engage in sexual activity, your privacy is, your privacy is what you'll make of it once you're living the Lord's Prayer. And so a lot of this stuff that they're talking about as far as privacy in the internet is absolutely moot. If you engage in the technology and go into the technology because you want to, you will. If you don't, you can have a soft surveillance to protect yourself from people doing irrational things, but you don't have to engage into things that people want to do that they use technology to invade your privacy. It's real simple to look at the future of technology and the future of privacy in technology. And people that are intelligent can look at it intelligently. People that are not intelligent will look at it as problematic. It's like, it's not really problematic if you're using the technology just to simply communicate. Help, something's wrong, someone's in my house, someone's doing this. Your neighbors can be notified. You're going to be integrated into communities that you trust people, and you can be protected from people that are doing just irrational things. They had the one little thing with the little girl. She's so cute, the little Miss, I think her name was Sanchez. And in 2011, her mom was hit by a car. It's just 20 minutes before that, I was talking to her on the phone and making sure she was okay and getting home. She was just heading home, and then a car hits her and kills her. And the witnesses said things. Guys, when we eliminate this kind of interactive thought process, this interactive movement, people are going to be a lot safer, and their activities are going to be less tribal, secular, and insular, and their movements are just going to be a lot more meaningful. People won't lose their moms to a traffic accident because people are moving about irrationally. And I've seen that a lot in El Paso. A lot of people dying because of irrational movements through cars, being distracted, and people doing things aggressively and being distracted, and it killing people. And it probably has to do a lot with the genome sequencing stuff they did, just to perceive what they do as managing the population. They really don't care if your mother lives or dies, or if your father lives or dies, or that song by R.E.M., sweetness follows, which you if you buried another, and so it's really, those guys, they appeared deep when I was young, but instead they were just jaded and angry. And being jaded and angry offers no solutions. And attacking religion because people turn it into fantasy. And I was sitting there tonight, I was watching some Bonanza, and this thing about these free online classes from a place called Hillsdale College, right? And they're talking about all these truth and great questions and man's relationship with God. It's like, God's omnipotent, omnipotent. What do you mean man's relationship with God? That makes no sense to say that. What you say is, okay, if you believe in the Lord and you have faith in God, then you behave in a manner that doesn't discuss, quote, man's relationship with God. If you believe in the Lord and have faith in God, you don't need to sit and discuss what you perceive as greater truths. Okay, the truth is life eternal, grace is infinite, forgive debt, trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, like I told that author that was waiting for me at the Corbett Center in New Mexico State, and told me how he read the Quran 58 times and declared Muhammad a sociopath and psychotic. And I'm like, you read the Quran 58 times, and I know it's been corrupted by the people that wrote it down. It says so in the book itself, just like the Bible says and the Torah says, that the people that write it down corrupt it, and then there's the living word comes and corrects it. And it's always been that way, and it's always going to be that way. And all the books say that. The Torah says it, the Bible says it, the Quran says it. Okay. And so you're sitting there, and I'm talking to this man, and he sits there, and I said, you read the Quran more than I haven't read it cover to cover. I've just read what Jesus and Muhammad inspired me to read. But it does say in there that life is eternal, grace is infinite, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. That's all the truth you need to understand, know, and share, right? And he says, no, I'm a best-selling author, I've been writing books on religion, I'm constantly seeking truth and constantly seeking God. It's like, and you read the Quran 58 times, and you think he's a sociopath and a schizophrenic because he says life is eternal, grace is infinite, forgive debt and trespass, and love one another, eternal, faithful peace. You haven't attacked Jesus and said he's a sociopath and a schizophrenic. He said the same thing. Okay? And I kept talking, and the woman he was with, I thought it was his daughter. And she was very uncomfortable about our conversation. And I tried to shut him up and get him to quit talking because I could feel the discomfort in the woman he was with. And I sat there and tried to explain to him, as like, guy, you get to be, I thought it was his daughter. I'm like, you get to be with your family every day. You get to work up with your family and your wife and your children. And, the people, your business partners, sexually assaulted my wife. I didn't tell them that, but took my family away. And sexually assaulted my wife and passed around on chat rooms through military chat rooms. And you had the audacity to sit here and attack me and my beloved Muhammad and say that we're schizophrenics and socio-psychopaths because of our religious perception that gets changed by people like you. And it explains in there very clearly, life is eternal, grace is omnipotent, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. That requires no seeking truth, no seeking God. That requires humble understanding of the truth of our eternal existence through faith and infinite glory. It's not hard. I'm going to go watch Kimmel here, and then I'm going to go to bed because this is going to take a little while to load. Okay, but you got to get your shit together, and in the morning, be better than what you are right now, because I'm telling you, I'm too good for your bullshit. I love you very much. Peace out.